What is up, good people? You're tuning back into the Sinusoidal podcast. This is episode 10, the big 1-0, and we've got the OG himself with us, Sahil Makhija, aka Demonstealer. Sahil, man, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me, man. Means it's quite something to be here. I've been watching your podcast, so
Oh, dude,
now
that
to be
is
sitting here feels like not bad.
other side of the screen.
Yeah,
Kind of the same feeling for me because I've anyways been a follower of yours, but in the last couple of weeks I've been binging it a little extra hard. So it's again really nice to be in the screen with you. This is so weird. We were like looking at each other through the screen, and now
and
we
now
are
we're
in a
in
screen.
the same room.
Yeah, we're in the room, but I'm still thinking about the screen, you know. I'm truly honored and I'm very excited to have you here because, I mean, of all the different hats that anybody could wear in anything that's related to music, the metal scene, the indie scene, I know you've worn all the hats, being a promoter, being into content before it was ever a thing, just creating the music, mixing the music, mastering the music, and the list could go on. But we all get the idea. We know what you've been up to in the last 26 years and counting.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I just want to say it's such an honor to be having this chat, man.
thank you, man.
And that being said, I like to start off intense. What do you think is the best breakfast for a metalhead?
Ooh, that's an interesting question because all metalheads are different, right? It'll depend. What are you, a death metal listener? Are you a black metal listener?
Hmm.
Because I think if you are listening to black metal, I think you should probably be having a black pudding for breakfast, like a full English maybe, with some blood
Oh.
sausage and like some fried eggs and hash browns and bacon and things like that. Lots of
Man.
pork in it.
Yeah.
If you're death metal, I think maybe something like Nalli Nihari in the morning, with some bread and like a lot of bones there and all.
Oh, mad.
Maybe if you're like
What is that? Nalli Nihari? Is that an Indian dish?
yeah, it's like that bone marrow soup. And
Oh,
like
Nalli is
Nalli,
yeah, okay, yeah.
So that sounds like a good
that's
death metal
yeah,
breakfast.
That's actually perfect.
If you're a groove metal band from Mumbai, you would be having vada pav because that's like the OG food of Mumbai metal bands, I think.
Vada pav and one Red Bull.
Maybe if you're like a prog rock band from Bangalore, you have a dosa.
Oh, that's perfect.
I think it's so like varied, like what you would eat.
What about a singer-songwriter?
Ooh, they probably have like eggs Benedict maybe.
No shots fired. Oh, man. Last one. What about a hip-hop artist?
Hip hop artist, I would think maybe something like pancakes or waffles. I don't know why.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the first
fun.
food that came to my mind.
Exactly.
Was like hip hop guys eating waffles and
Pancakes.
pancakes for breakfast.
Awesome, man. Thank you for lending your imagination on that. I think it was a perfect combo. Food as well, because I know you dig
Yeah.
food. So
Yeah, you gave me some ideas now. If I ever open a restaurant, you should have the menu divided by musical genres.
Oh yeah,
So like
that's
hip
the way
hop
to go.
food, metal food,
And
pop
have like
rock. Yeah,
crossover recipes and
yeah.
stuff.
Why not?
Nice, man. Fully getting in and digging in now. What I was really curious about was that first moment where you just got into music. What was the song that did that for you?
I don't know if there was a particular song actually. In fact, I don't have any recollection of any particular moment that made me go like I want to do this now.
Yeah.
But I have moments that I remember that got me into music in some way. So I
Hmm.
remember in the sixth standard a friend giving me Iron Maiden's self-titled album, and I remember very distinctly Running Free and Phantom of the Opera. And
Hmm.
the way I felt listening to those two songs was a feeling that I don't think I ever had again in life.
Yeah.
You just hearing that opening riff of Running Free, ta-ting, 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 that feeling, and then listening to Phantom of the Opera immediately after that, and feeling like I couldn't understand what was going on, but I loved it. And now I listen to it and I'm like, it's so easy, it's so simple. But at that point, when I was in sixth standard, that really was something that stuck with me till today. Though I didn't listen to metal after that much, I actually got into techno and pop music. And then my friends sort of pulled me back into metal, giving me some Metallica, Iron Maiden again, and
Yeah.
things like that. And I mean, they tell me that I told them that load was too heavy for me.
Load was too
Yeah,
heavy for
but
you.
I don't remember that. But I do know that a bunch of those kind of bands and songs got me back listening to metal.
Yeah.
I got into
So
stuff like
when you had this like digression into pop and techno and all this, so this was all cassettes, right? I'm guessing, or
cassettes and I think CDs
CDs
also.
also, right?
CDs.
Yeah,
CDs had come
that
out around
time.
that time. This was
Yeah.
about probably like 94, 95.
Right. Planet M was just not coming yet, or
I don't think it had come in yet, but there were a couple of shops near my house where you could go
the
and buy
yeah,
CDs
right,
and
those
tapes
ones.
and things like that.
Nice. So you had your whole this thing, and then you eventually around your maybe
Ninth
like
and 10th standard,
10th,
my
you
friends kind of said, stop listening to this crappy pop
we
music.
have
Here,
that
listen to
moment,
some
yeah.
real music. I was like, okay, let's give this real music a try.
Yeah.
And then I got hooked onto metal. So I got into a lot of different stuff actually. Marilyn Manson,
Oh,
White
nice.
Zombie.
Yeah.
A lot of those bands were in my playlist, as well as Iron Maiden and Metallica. Then I got into slightly heavier stuff, Pantera, Sepultura,
Yeah.
Fear Factory.
Nice.
And then I went like totally into like death and black metal, and all my friends
Mad.
who got me into metal, they didn't listen to all of that. So
They
they were like,
didn't.
"What is this noise you're listening to?" And I was like, "You used to tell me I used to listen to soft music, and now you're like you can't handle this stuff." So
How the turntables.
yeah, how the turntables. So it's quite ironic, but
Yeah.
a lot of them later on got into more heavy stuff
Heavy
as
stuff,
well.
yeah.
Of course, you know.
When along the way did you? I'm slightly curious, getting into a lot of detail, but how long was this entire exploration before you really arrived at death and black metal? Because was that also the moment where you said, "Ki I want to do this"?
Not necessarily. I think all the music I was listening to. So it's not like I stopped listening to the other stuff when I started
Yeah.
listening to Death and Black.
Yeah,
Metal.
yeah, naturally.
I still had Marilyn Manson, album next to my Cannibal Corpse album,
Yeah.
my Cryptopsy CD next to an Emperor CD, next to my Metallica CD, next to a
Yeah.
Testament CD. So I think I progressed pretty quickly, especially because once we finished school, we had like a bunch of time, and the internet was big then, so we'd
Yeah.
all be sitting and chatting on ICQ entire night and downloading albums from MIRC, which was like a chat software which you could use to download stuff.
Whoa.
So I was downloading, and we
This
also
is
had
all
access. Yeah,
even before we got our lime wires and
yeah, this is all before that.
any of that. This is so interesting.
Yeah, and you used to get Metal Hammer magazines for 150 rupees.
Ah.
Opposite National College from one like Radhiwala was there. So I would buy those magazines, and then I would see the reviews of albums. So I remember seeing Emperor's 9 Equilibrium get a 9 out of 10, and I went and downloaded that album, and I
Nice.
was just like, I didn't understand it on first listen
Yeah.
because it's like insanely heavy and chaotic. But slowly, I just got more and more into that sound because it really like was interesting for me.
Yeah.
And I had relatives coming down from the States, and also I
Ah,
was like
nice,
on
yeah.
all the websites, Century Media, checking out the albums. Would make a list and give it to my aunt and uncle.
Right.
Please bring me these CDs because
Yeah.
if you order more than $100, like you will get free shipping within the USA. So I would
Oh,
save
nice.
whatever money I could from like birthday money and holiday money and all that, and then just like be like, here, can you please bring this
Get
for
me my CDs. That's so epic,
Yeah.
man. Yeah. Physical merch was always something else because you had to like get into it and. you
Yeah, I
know?
mean, even though we were downloading tons of stuff, it was always like
Ah.
it's like a try before you buy thing almost. Because we didn't have
Ah.
access here. Like
Fair
at Planet M
enough,
and stuff,
yeah.
I think you could still go and listen to CDs in these like
Yeah.
little booths.
Yeah.
But for these bands, you couldn't.
You
like there
couldn't
was no
get-
way
never
to
get
access
those
it. So you had to
CDs.
download it and listen to it.
Yeah. So at what point did you say now that did you have that realization that I want to not only like listen to this and enjoy it, but you felt that calling to like okay.
I think
want
that
to
was
play
immediate.
this.
The
Yeah?
moment we got into metal, like I got into metal, I would hang out with my friends in school, and we kind of had this thing. Okay, the moment we finish our 10th standard,
Yeah.
we'll form a band.
So you guys
So
had the plan.
there were like 12, 15 of us in our school group, and
Yeah.
everyone was like, okay, so a couple of us were going to learn guitar, some of
Mm.
them drums. Of course, eventually, only 2 of us actually ended up forming a
Followed
band.
through, yeah.
But it was right after school.
Yeah.
And I think it was at the moment we finished 10th standard as well, I started attending gigs. So I got to have my first experience at iRock,
Nice.
watching bands, then at Raz Rhino. And so I started taking drum lessons as well
Yeah.
because I wanted to also learn how to program drums because I was learning guitar.
So,
And-
but you had, like, when you went into the drum lessons, you had this already in your
Yeah,
mind that you're learning it to be able to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
pretty much.
interesting, man.
Yeah. So it's basically a friend of
Wow.
mine, Sunil, who I formed the band with.
Yeah.
This was just after school got over, and because I picked up the guitar and I was somebody who just didn't like practicing things. So even though I couldn't play a note properly, I would just strum the strings and make songs. So I couldn't play guitar, but he knew better guitar than me. So he was the
Right.
guitar player. I said I'll sing.
Yeah.
And we found a senior from our school also, and we formed a 3-piece band. We called it Slaves of Pain after a Sepultura song. And for a few months, we wrote a few songs and things like that, but it didn't really go anywhere. So
Right.
it kind of fizzled out.
Yeah.
But one day, Sunil came to my house and played me a song. In hindsight, it was a terrible song. But the fact that it had drums, guitars, and vocals, and it has all been recorded by Sunil at home, was
like,
mind blowing.
how
99 probably.
Yeah, like right in 11th grade.
Yeah,
at
just
the-
when we are in 11th standard,
My
or
God.
may have even been in the holidays. I can't remember
Yeah,
now.
yeah. That's
But somewhere between that 98, 99 and early 2000, he had shown me this. I was blown away. I said, how did
What
you do
is this
it?
sorcery?
Yeah, so he kind of said, okay, I use this to program, and then I did this, and I think I looked at one of the softwares and it looked too complicated. So, but I was so excited that you could create
You
music.
could do this on.
So
the
I started
computer.
recording my own music.
Man.
And the first song I did, I think, I don't even know if most people would remember, there was in Windows 95 or 98, there was something called a sound recorder. It was a small little thing called sound recorder. You could record on one layer and then like stitch things, and it was just like a compositing tool almost.
Was it like an what do you call it? Audio interface of
No,
sorts?
it's a program in Microsoft Windows.
Oh,
It
it's
is like
a-
what plays audio files.
Oh.
It was called sound recorder. It looked exactly like a tape recorder. It had record, play, rewind, fast forward. That's it. And a few features like to superimpose a different file onto another.
That's basically what you need, right? Overdubbing. On.
Yeah, except that it's not on a grid. It's not
You
to a
can't.
metronome. So my first song was literally programming the drums, putting it into separate wave files, then recording one guitar track, which was not in time with anything.
Because you couldn't even make it left
I
and
couldn't
right.
see anything. It is just layer and then
Whatever you have, you
sing
just
and
put it.
yeah. So it's a complete horrible piece of thing. But that was the first thing I recorded, and I was
Wow.
just so much in love with the process that I have a feeling, I have a song in me, and it's there now. It sounds terrible. I will never play it for you, but
I was
but
gonna ask.
it was that, and that feeling is what basically still till today is
Yeah.
what keeps me going. It's just that
Yeah,
now I know
man.
how to do it properly.
Yeah.
But I soon enough evolved into better softwares and learned the multi-track a little bit.
Yeah.
But there was no one to teach you, right? So
Yeah.
you just had to try and make mistakes and hope
find
that you
out.
got
You
better
got
with each
something,
one.
Yeah, honestly, it's always so interesting because on some level, every indie artist goes through this, but it's even more of a like an echo chamber for you. And I'm using that word incorrectly. It's not an echo
Yeah.
chamber. Also, it's just to avoid, if I may, like,
Yeah.
because you don't get. It's just that much more difficult because there's not too many people around you doing that.
There's nothing, right? Like today, if I want to start out, I can just go onto YouTube and write how to record a song, and I will get A to Z tutorial with softwares. And the softwares, I'll open a drum software, and the drum sound is amazing. It's like $1 million. You open the guitar synths, the Sims, and they sound
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
So the base level at which you start today, even if you know nothing, is 100 times better than what we had. I don't even think we had like sound cards, dedicated sound cards. I was using the inbuilt sound card, using that small EP plug of the mic.
that it's the 3.5 mm.
Yeah, the
plug.
small one, and it would go into my AX1G cog, which had no
Oh,
modulation on it. There was no amp modeling, so it's that horrible fizzy sound.
Oh
The
god.
drum sound also, I don't know what it was, some really terrible software.
But it's a
And
place to
vocals, I
start.
don't even remember what mic, some Sound of Heaven mic it was.
Wow.
300 rupees purchased from, I think,
That's
probably Fatados
insane,
only.
man. that's incredible. Just flashing back to the recording is just mad. And nobody in your family was a musician before this. Did you have any other, like, either people to watch playing music or
No. My
you play
mom
music?
loved music.
Huh.
She would listen to a lot of music. She had
Mhm.
LPs and CDs,
Oh,
and
nice.
she was a music lover through and through. She
Right.
loved soul, she loved pop music, she loved rock and roll.
Yeah.
In fact, my parents took me to see my first concert, Bon Jovi, in '94.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's awesome, man.
yeah. So
So sick.
a
How
lot
old were
of
you then?
I was 1994, right?
You
So
were
12,
just finishing school,
12, no,
yeah.
12 years old.
12 years old.
Yeah, I was born in '82, so '94
Oh,
was
right.
12 years old.
Yeah. Damn, dude. That would have been so fun. Like,
Yes, it was fun, and an auto rickshaw ran over my foot also.
oh shit, no way. Where was the concert held? I'm so curious.
Andheri Sports Stadium.
Like an outdoor
Andheri
open
Sports
air.
Complex, yeah.
Yeah.
And that time Andheri was not developed also like
Yeah,
it is now.
right.
It was quite the back of beyond for most people.
Ah.
It was crazy traffic, people, and I remember my parents and their friends walking through the crowds, and then some guys started a fight, and
Oh no.
it was like a crazy experience. And then the traffic was like jammed, and then this I'm crossing, and the auto goes over my foot, and my dad and his friend come running and push the auto off my foot and all. It was like insane.
What an adventure.
It was crazy. Yeah.
But you remember seeing Bon Jovi
Yeah,
playing and
yeah,
like
yeah,
doing
yeah.
having
It
any
was crazy. It was amazing. And I just remember my mother complaining he didn't play Bed of Roses, my favorite song.
Some things never change, no. You
Yeah,
go to a
yeah.
concert and you're like
Yeah, but it was really like I mean we were not in the front or anything, obviously.
Right,
I
yes.
guess because my parents didn't want to go through the crazy
yeah, not
crowd.
safe with you at that
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
And I was a mischievous kid, so I would have probably run off somewhere. So they were like,
Mumbai mosh pit for Bon Jovi.
I don't think anyone
Different
moshed at
kind.
those days. Not at a Bon Jovi gig.
Not
Today they'll mosh at a
willingly.
Bon Jovi gig also. But in those days they weren't moshing, I think.
So in the midst of all this, you're getting inspired. You are meeting up with your friends. You're
Yeah.
creating the music, and I was also very curious to know what kind of made you say I'm going to create Demonstealer Records and just release my own music. I want
Yeah.
to know what that decision was like. You guys would have obviously thought of like what can we do. Yeah.
So I had a friend actually who. So I named myself Demonstealer sometime in '99 or so,
Yeah.
just before DR formed, and I used to trade
So
CDs.
Demonstealer was
Yeah.
first, and then you
Yeah.
formed DR.
So the
Nice.
name, I mean, I had thought of the name Demonic Resurrection before I had Demonstealer.
Ah,
So I had
okay.
decided in 1998 or early '99, I'm going to call my band Demonic Resurrection.
Nice,
I
okay.
had a personal website I had created also.
Oh,
Yeah, so I was quite a bit into computers.
yeah, awesome.
So I
man.
made a website. First, I made one for my college that Jai Hind sucks because I was in Jai Hind college. And I made this website, Jai Hind sucks. And then I had a Demonstealer page where I had written there, looking to find band members. I want to form a band that plays covers of Judas Priest
Nice.
and Death and
Oh,
Children of Boredom and Marilyn Manson and Fear Factory and all.
sick.
And I already had that idea, and I knew
Yeah.
the band was going to be called Demonic Resurrection.
Yeah.
I thought of, okay, what kind of name do I want? And I want something that sounds evil and like
Yeah.
brutal. And I looked online, and I was quite into obviously the demonic imagery of all the black metal bands.
Yeah.
And they all had all these fancy names, Nurgle, Shagra, Silinos, which all comes from like Lord of the Rings or like mythology over there. And I had none of, I had
Where
not
have
read
we
any of
come?
this stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, something demonic maybe. And I actually looked, and there was no band called Demonic Resurrection. I'd actually
you
sat-
searched for that. You
I
did
sat
that
with
check.
the thesaurus and I found the word resurrection. I was like, okay,
Nice.
Demonic Resurrection.
That's so cool.
Perfect. And then I looked online. There was no band by that name. I was excellent. I'm
Yeah.
taking this band name. This is my band name. And then I thought I need a stage name because
Yeah.
I will be a different person on stage. I
Mm.
won't be Sahil Makhija. What is this name, Sahil Makhija?
It's not metal
It's
at all.
not metal. So Demon Slayer was one option.
Yeah, that's
And
also
so then I
cool.
came up with Demonstealer,
Ah,
which I
nice.
created some really childish backstory of how I collect the corpses of dead demons and
Mm.
resurrect them with demonic resurrection for my army of the
But
undead.
that makes so much sense. Like your universe started with demonic resurrection, and then you were sort of the protagonist in some
Yeah.
way, right? And
Yeah.
the Demonstealer.
Yeah,
who's
so that was the whole
raising
thing.
The army.
And
pretty sick.
Yeah, and because of that, I named the first album Demonstealer.
Yeah, that was eponymous
Yes.
album. Yeah.
And that is when a friend of mine told me, bro, Demonstealer sounds better for a record label, like Demonstealer
Ah.
Records. I was like,
Oh
cool.
shit, kind of does though.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, cool.
Fair enough.
So I put Demonstealer Records at the back of the album.
Huh.
So the first DR album, Demonstealer, has also Demonstealer Records at the back.
But it didn't exist at this point.
I mean, it never really existed, to be honest.
What do you mean?
And it's always existed. Because what is Demonstealer Records?
Is it just Sahil
It's just a name.
releasing?
No, I
DR?
never registered it as an entity. There is no actual official Demonstealer Records copyrighted anywhere.
Huh.
It is just at the back of the first album I put Demonstealer
But
Records.
you've had tie-ups in
Yes.
later on with actual record labels where
yeah.
you've...
So that comes down to when we did the second album, A
Huh.
Darkness Descends.
Right.
At that point, I put again Demonstealer Records at the back. But I was like, since we really gave everything to that album to make it professional,
Yeah.
so the first album was a CDR which I burnt.
You burnt it
personally
yourself?
myself.
You got like
Yes,
any
I bought
stickers and...
Kodak Gold CDs.
Oi,
Color Xerox.
That's the good stuff.
Me and my mom sat and cut and stuck it all
Oh,
and sold
man.
it. So for this album, we got it properly printed, pressed,
Ah,
everything. So I had to print
nice.
1,000 copies,
Yeah.
all that.
minimum
And I was like,
order
I'm
and
doing
all.
so much. I got a label logo made also. And I
Ah.
properly put at the back Demonstealer Records, made an email ID. And then I
Nice.
started mailing other record labels saying,
Ah.
can we trade albums? Or can you stock my album?
Ah.
And then that's how Demonstealer Records, I guess that is how officially
Became it
when
official.
the email ID was born,
Yeah, right.
that's when it became a record label.
Nice. You also worked with a Brazilian record label for your... I thought it was the second album itself.
First album
First
worked,
album?
worked
Okay.
is a stretch. Basically, some guy from Brazil emailed me,
Right.
said I want to put it out. I said okay. I sent him everything. He sent
Nice.
me a cover he made
Yeah.
back. I said approved. I
And
don't know what happened.
it ended
I
up
never
there?
heard from him after that.
That's awesome.
I never got any CDs. I never got any money.
How would you meet these people though?
Email.
Like, just
you would just email from
Like,
MySpace, and you would have a MySpace account, and these
Right.
guys would just email me.
so you're always prolific, just reaching out to people, whatever the platform.
You reach out or
MySpace
they reach out.
Either way is it.
Yeah. So one guy in Malaysia also got in touch with me. I sent him everything. Never heard back after him.
Don't know what happened.
Somebody said one day they saw a copy, but I don't know.
Okay,
I've never
cool.
seen one.
Hopefully. If you're
I mean, it
watching
make-
from Brazil or
Brazil or Malaysia, if like 25 years ago you found a copy of a
Let us
Demonic
know.
Resurrection album, let us know in the comments.
Sahil can sleep peacefully at night.
No, I mean, I just gave up on it. I was like, okay, if it's out there, it's out there.
I know.
cool,
It's
like,
more
chill.
fun to just
Yeah.
like if it reaches anywhere, that's part of the joy of making
and that's
it,
all
right?
we cared about, right?
Yeah,
Like, back then
that's-
was not, there was no like, oh, I need to like break even. I need to
right.
like, treat this like a business. And again, there was
Yeah.
no resource to tell you what to do. So you are just
Yeah.
winging it. It's
You
like,
just-
okay, you guys mailed. Sounds trustworthy. He's not asking me for my bank account details. Let's go.
So this was, I think you were just getting into your own self, your own scene, discovering your sound. And,
Yeah,
honing
2005
your
was
skills.
the professional Demonstealer records. That's also the time when I was like, okay, Accurate Semblance, they're putting out music. Let's sign them.
Yes.
Third Sovereign. Let's put together some compilation. So I asked Bhayanak Moth, Scribe, Skin
Yeah,
Code. We
right.
did Fine Tune Disasters. And I had then
Ah.
started getting CDs from... So that's basically 2005 is when Demonstealer Records took shape as a
Right.
label, so to speak.
Right.
But it was never registered. It was all under Sahil Makhija's name only.
Yeah.
Personal account only, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of us end up creating it like that, but
Yeah.
I think eventually it still matters in the scene because you did end up working with Bhayanak Moth, Scribe, and
Yeah,
not
all
only
the
just on the
bands, yeah.
compilation, but I think you also were working on their mixes, helping them with releases. Is that right?
I did the mixes for Skin Cold, Bitch Slap, and Amidst the Chaos. I think
right.
Bhayanak Moth mixed it themselves, or did I mix this? I can't remember.
It's all a part of the scene, which is kind of showing each other that hey, this is also there. Maybe somebody
Yeah.
else comes up with another idea, and you.
Yeah. I
Go
mean, we all
together.
worked
Very
together. The
cool.
bands were all good friends, so it was like one big party.
Who designed the Demonic Resurrection logo?
The funny thing is, the band actually had no proper logo for the first 10 years.
Huh.
It was all random. If you look
Yeah?
at the logos on the cover, they're not the same. So
Ah.
the first logo I made was in some software called ULED Cool 3D.
Oh.
Yeah, it's one of those softwares, made it, used that for a few years. Then somewhere in the middle, a designer friend, Pratik Kamath, made like this pentagram logo of DR,
Hmm.
which got put on a t-shirt but never made it to any albums.
Huh.
Prashant Shah did the logo that's on the Darkness Descends album, I think. He did that logo, or maybe I selected the font and gave it to him. I can't remember, but again, it was like a lot of find the font, find some software to put some effects on it, and then here, use this.
Yeah.
And in 2010, that is when Mephisto contacted Michael Exe, who had done work with Nile, Behemoth,
Nice.
Necrophagist, all
Yeah.
these bands, and got him to do the DR logo. And that is when we got our proper logo, which
And
we still use today,
yeah, stuck
16
around
years
too.
down the line. Yeah, the first 10 years we had no proper logo.
It was just an
It
evolution.
was just whatever
Yeah.
came around, and suited the album design.
You've also been a part of a lot of other projects, not just Demonic Resurrection.
Yeah.
There are some very, very famous ones. Workshop is one. Hellwind, Reptilian Death. This was I was very curious about. So let me start here. What I have heard is that you were called down to come to Strawberry Fields and play, and DR couldn't go, but you really wanted to go, so you
formed Reptilian Death.
That's
almost, that's 90% of it.
Yeah.
So Reptilian Death as an idea started before that.
Right.
So before this live version of Reptilian Death happened, I used to listen to a lot of bands, and I would go on to this MIRC chat room and download all sorts of artists. And one of the artists I downloaded was called Anal Cunt. And they would have like these 30 song albums with like funny song titles, and then just and then the song would be over.
Almost like a spoof.
It was grindcore. Grindcore, whatever
on.
they called it, like and I would just be like, fuck this shit. This is terrible. Like, the song names are funny, but the music is crap. Like, any idiot can do this. So my first Reptilian Death was taking the piss at this kind of music, in like this subgenre of metal. So I did something called 5 Easy Ways to Murder Someone. And each song was a 1-minute song with a beheading sequence, with like a killing sequence. So I think one song was called Beheading, one was called Shooting, something like that. And I had
so
this.
You put in like these audio effects or what to like?
Yeah, so I used these grindcore like ideas. So they put samples. I recorded my own samples like an actor. So I was like, and you made a mess on the floor. Like, I did all these really stupid things. I made this 5-song demo. And even the name Reptilian Death was just taking a piss at the stupidity of these guys. Like, they string any words together. Reptilian Death. It works out great because it is RD cool. And DR is like...
that too.
It's all accidental. But yeah, I had that name and I had that set of 5 songs.
Yeah.
So when I could not go to Strawberry Fields with DR, I said, okay, let's just use this name, Reptilian Death.
Yeah.
I called up a guitar player friend. I wrote some songs immediately that I could sing and play.
You literally just wrote some songs. You created music just because you really wanted to do this, and that's incredible, man.
Yeah. And then at that point, I was actually teaching Hussein, the bass player of DR.
Right.
I was teaching him guitar. He was my guitar student at that time. So I called him and said, can you come and play bass? You just need to play the root note. So he said, yeah, of course.
That's what bass was back then. No,
literally, that was it. Like root note. You don't need to know anything else.
This chord is going on. You just play this one. Yeah. That's all.
Or if it's like jaga jaga jaga, you play dung 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 dung. I play half time. Single. And use your plectrum. Doesn't matter. Nobody cares about all that tone and all that. So I put the lineup together, and the 3 of us went. I think we were going to do 2 DR covers and 2 new songs that I had written.
Right. Yeah.
So that was the plan. 4 songs, because that's all you would get at the LMs anyway, 20 minutes.
Yeah, right, that's true. Yeah.
And I was pretty sure we're not going to make the finals, so I didn't need to plan like a longer set. But even that show did not go properly.
Really?
In fact, that year somebody passed away on campus. And they found the body during the festival.
No way,
And immediately word came out and the festival was canned.
This was while the shows were going on?
Yeah, so I think the first set of bands played in the morning, because this would be in the morning, 10 a.m. till like 7 in the evening.
Yeah, actually
40-50 bands playing. Yeah, 2 days, 40-50 bands. It's insane. And it's in a field somewhere on the outskirts of Bangalore and all. So we were all playing there. And I remember PDV had also come down from Mumbai for this edition. They were competing. I can't remember if PDV played or if they were in the middle of the performance, but basically it all went to shit.
Yeah, at some point they just...
This is the point when Vijay Nair had just started managing bands. So he like tried to get things happening. Contacted Planet M. Planet M, I think near Brigade Road or something.
Right, yeah.
We all went there and I think he got PDV to play first, and he said, okay, RD can play second.
You just continued in Planet M.
We didn't continue. We went to Planet M, like all of us, and he was like, since the few Bombay bands are there, we'll try and get you guys to play since you've come all the way.
Right.
And the Bangalore bands were like, yeah, great. We'll also. The big crowd went to Planet M, convinced the manager something. I think PDV started within the first 1 minute. First song was done. Manager said, "Fuck off, Band karo. This is not happening in my shop." So I remember Wispy sitting there and doodling like with a clean guitar. Then I went and said, "Listen, can we play? We'll play without distortion." So somehow we got to play 2 songs without distortion, with me singing and playing drums. My guitar player playing death metal riffs on a clean guitar.
Wow.
And it was so bad.
Man.
It was horrible.
That's insane.
And I think we also got stopped after 2 songs. Like, this is not happening. You guys can't sing. And it must have genuinely been horrible.
Yeah, I mean, you were trying to, like, it was a joke. You were having a bit of a joke, weren't you?
I mean, I think I was taking it quite seriously. I wanted to like play and...
Yeah.
Because I was serious. Like, I was always serious. Like, I could joke about a lot of things, but every move was made to win fans and get the music out. So I even that clean performance, I put in like...
You know, you were like
I
there.
was like there.
You were there in the zone.
It's just that I sucked at singing.
Oh man,
so I couldn't do it. But I played the drums.
Also, it's tough. I was gonna ask, singing and playing the drums. Have you done that often? Because I know you've drummed on some of your own recordings. You've drummed in the past on Hellwind. Also, you were drumming.
Yeah.
Right?
So Demonic Resurrection, same year I think. IIT Delhi. We were not able to. Drummer could not come.
Oh shit.
He was a kid.
Right.
Mother said you're not going anywhere.
Not allowed.
Not happening. So we got a guitar player.
Yeah.
Aditya moved to bass. I played drums and sang.
Oh man, that is really tricky, dude. Doing that for a DR song, for any DR song.
Yeah.
Let alone a
but
whole
I
set.
mean, those were the easier DR songs. I don't know if I was good or not or what, but for that time I think I did okay.
Yeah. No, I mean in general it's quite it's the rarest thing to see a drummer singing.
Yeah. I mean, but there were a few drummers who did sing, so I always had like some
like instinct.
Yeah, I don't remember which drummers though.
Yeah, it's pretty rare, man. In our scene, I don't remember.
No, our scene.
Like no.
Actually, maybe 1 or 2 in the pop rock space. There were a couple of guys who did. Yeah.
That's also quite impressive, man. It's like holding a 4-beat also and doing it.
I think there was the drummer of one grunge band or something. I've forgotten the names now. But
yeah. Even I think I've seen it live maybe once at NH7. I don't remember. It was like.
Or even doing backing vocals. So I knew you could sing and play.
Right. Yeah. Backing you do see. So amongst all of the different projects, which one was the most fun? Where you were like, I'm just having fun. Whether it was working, it was not working. Leave that aside. Just.
I think I had fun in all of them. I always see. For me, music was always serious. So even when I was in workshop, and we had workshop, which is a fun band, and we have a blast on stage. We play the full. We have no limitations.
Yeah.
But I'm very serious about the music. For me, music is literally what's kept me alive, kept me going. It's the reason I wake up in the morning. It's been my dream since I was 16. So I took it very seriously. I guess if you had to say the most, like, let's take the piss and do fuck all on stage just to be... It was, you know what? It was just that want to be on stage and play for people. So I remember at one of the NH7s, I saw Nolan and a bunch of Bangalore guys.
Yeah.
They went on stage and just did blast beats and random guitar riffs and fucked off. I did that in Bombay. I called it Bombay Butchery. So it was Hussain, me and JP from XDR before he joined DR. But we did play Paranoid properly, but just death metal version. But the other 2 songs we just made some random noises, and one song I called For Your Mother, and we just did tuck 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 tuck. Damn, that's it. But for me, it was, even if I'm taking the piss, it's the seriousness that I want to be on stage. I want to play. How I win the fans, whether it's the humor in the thing that I do or whatever, it's all eventually meant to build a fan base.
Right. That was always there with me.
Yeah.
Even if you're making something fun, because ultimately it's all performative.
Yeah.
Even these ideas that you're saying, it's very interesting to me because this is around the same time we had Jackass. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
National Lampoons and all this kind of explosion of South Park and the spoof comedy, and I don't know, it's just kind of freedom, I guess, where
Yeah. But you're
expression
still
was like
expressing,
that.
you're still building people who
Yeah.
enjoy what you're doing.
People relate to it. So
Yeah.
the whole thing, it's a performance, obviously.
Yeah.
That's what we do. It's, you know,
No,
like...
and for me, it was like, even if they see me and they were like, "Oh, dude, that was funny," or "That was whatever," and I'll be like,
right.
"Yeah, why don't you check out my band?"
Yeah,
Like,
right.
it's eventually all ties
Nice.
into demonic resurrection.
Yeah, I think that's how you actually created your universe. Or,
Yeah,
you know, we all do a little bit of story
of course.
creation for ourselves. So,
No, I mean, that was the goal, right? Demonic resurrection is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
yeah.
Now, I know that I'm in India. I
Yeah.
know that there is no scope at all. Not in
Mm.
the next 10, not in the next 50, not in the next 100 years for me to make a living playing.
You're
with
saying
VR.
that right now.
Back then also.
Back then.
I knew. There was no
When
way.
did you actually, yeah, this is interesting. When did you ever, like, because you did have a great amount of success in the beginning. So, as a...
I mean, that depends how you define success, but
Yeah, I know we're defining it now, but I'm thinking from a point of Sahil, who started when he was 17, and you know he's released his first album. Let's say when you 2012 is also late, around like the first 5 years, or around the second album, or what the point I'm trying to arrive at is when did the oh my god, this is awesome fade, and then you maybe felt that pang of like, the economics are tricky, or hey, this could be better. You know what?
no.
Was
So
that
I
like?
think for me it was day one only. I was like, I want to play this music, death metal. I want to focus on this. But I knew that there was no scope right in the beginning when I formed the band itself. I
When
knew
you formed
that,
the band, 2000, year 2000.
yeah, whenever in the beginning in that first thing, I knew that the option of making it here
Yeah.
is not possible.
Hmm.
It's not going to happen. There is no scene here, right?
Hmm.
I had the dream that yes, some foreign label will someday see us. We'll get signed to a Nuclear Blast, Century Media,
Yeah.
tour the world, be a rock star, whatever.
Yeah.
But I always knew that India is not going to be the place where it happens.
Hmm.
And obviously, as I went year from year, I kind of understood more of the reality of it. And you figure that out over time, ki, okay, this is possible in India, this is not possible.
Right.
So for me, at some point, I was like, I'm wasting time in college. This is not what I want to do.
Hmm.
So I dropped out of college.
Hmm.
I said, okay, how do I get to make music and pay my bills? So I was like,
Nice.
I need to get a job. So I had to convince my parents that I'm dropping out of college, but I can do this job, which
Yeah.
is keeping me close to music in some way
Nice,
and is
yeah.
helping my musical career,
Yeah.
which is being a sound engineer.
Right. Yeah. So you
And-
had this kind of you had this clarity like pretty early on, because
Yeah.
you knew that you have to pay the bills with music, because that's the thing which is
Yeah.
different for a lot of us, I think.
Yeah.
Most people.
So I had, by this point, I was like, I don't need college.
Hmm.
I am not going to learn anything and I'm not going to take a job that's going to be 9 to 5.
Ah,
I will always need to do something with music to supplement
Yeah.
DR till DR makes it.
Yeah.
I still believed that DR could make it on a global stage.
Yeah.
But I knew that I could not make it here in India. So I was like, I have to reach abroad. So
Yeah.
I know I'm going to live with my parents.
Ah.
Mom, Dad, you gave birth to me. I'm your problem now. You're not getting rid of
Deal
me.
with me.
So I'm not going to leave the house and pay rent anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm living here. I'm not going to get married.
Ah.
No kids. I don't need vacations. I don't need holidays. I don't need to spend money on anything. Clothes, car, nothing.
Man.
Watch, nothing.
This is 20-year-old Sahil.
Yeah. I was like this, maybe 18 even.
Yeah.
Even earlier than 18 is like
Man.
few of these things are like this.
You knew.
Yeah. This
That's
is what I'm
crazy
doing.
clarity, man. Most of us don't, because I don't know. Again, it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of us start with that that akarshan of like what that rock star life, whatever, call it whatever,
Yeah.
right? Like, you know, that is what pulls us, and we kind of figure things out along the way. And somebody asks us, ki, how are you going to pay the bills? Then when you have to answer your parents or
Yeah.
something. So it's amazing to me that you not only knew, but you kind of upfront said that it's okay. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get into it, and like it's all right. Like,
Yeah. I
that's
would have
crazy.
conversations
Intense,
with
man,
my mother
honestly.
like, yeah, how much does it cost you to run the house?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
you tell me, I'll figure out that number and I'll get my
Mad,
share of
dude.
the this thing and all.
Yeah.
Because I was like, because I only need so much money to live.
Right.
The rest is all investment into the band.
That's true. Yeah.
And again, there's that dream that
That's
I
a
can
good-
make it abroad.
Yeah.
But I also
100%.
learned that, you first need to be the biggest band in your country.
Yeah. Very.
So that was my
very
first goal. Like, I was like,
Yeah.
I want DR to be the biggest band in India.
Yeah.
At least in the metal space.
Yeah.
And I had that clear goal. So I just worked towards that,
And your mom was supportive. Like your parents
Yeah.
were. Did they never say like? Did they ever worry? Because that's
no, they
half
always
the
worried,
time,
of
like,
course.
yeah.
But I think again, my mom was like, oh, just complete your graduation, have that degree, and I'm like, what is it going to do? It'll do nothing. My watchman has a BCom degree. They're like, what is the point? Like, to be honest, like now I realize just how privileged I was to have supportive parents. And I think it's because they are also creative in their own ways.
Yeah.
My mom used to model and she paints and things like that.
Nice.
So I think they were quite modern in their views as well. My mom's family, especially my grandfather, very liberal, very not conforming. Like he also was an entrepreneur. This is back in he came to Bombay with nothing, set up a factory, got they just did different things.
Yeah, it was a very different.
Yeah, and even my dad also it was just open-minded, I guess. They used to go clubbing, go to discos.
Right, yeah.
So they were also quite modern. So they were like, you can't force him to do anything.
That is very
Anyway,
nice.
she, I think, realized I have no aptitude to sit and become a doctor, engineer. And they never put that thing on my head also. Her only question was, how will you pay the bills?
Nice.
So then I would be like, okay, yeah, see, the engineer earns 6,000 rupees for a session for 8 hours. So, once I get to the senior level, I'll make 1-2 lakhs a month and stuff. So, you give them this maths and all, then they're like, okay, she can't argue, right?
Yeah,
2 lakhs a month when I was in 2000.
That's amazing, dude.
That would be like an incredible salary.
Yeah.
And this is with me living with them, not getting married and all that. So all that was, I'm like, see, I don't need more than that. I said, even when you're old, I can pay for something, like I can take care of you, I can manage things.
They would have argued for your marriage also, no? They'd be
no,
like,
never.
They never forced you for that also.
I'm, like I said, I think today I realize, because I always told most of the kids who come to me, I'm like, don't bother with music as a career. You get a day job, do it on the side. And I've also obviously told kids, like, if you're really this thing, go against your parents and do it. But your life will become miserable because you really, if you have supportive parents, the pressure that it takes off you to just live life. It's one thing when you are living with your parents, everything is done in the house. Even if you're not the richest person, let's be honest, in India, even the middle class, you have maids, you have this, that.
Yes, very true.
You don't really have to do much. When you live alone and you do everything, like people from India who go abroad and realize they can't hire a maid in New York or a driver or anything. Then when they're doing all the dishes and the bartha, like the laundry and all,
it's crazy.
Then you realize the weight of just living.
Just household stuff.
Yeah, household stuff. This something is burst here, that's here, termite here. And doing that, plus trying to live your dream, plus doing a day job, that is exhausting.
Yeah, honestly.
And I saw for the last 25 years, people move out of the metal scene. Once they grow up, get married, move out of the house.
You've seen that.
And I realize now how difficult it is because I do it now. I live alone. I don't have kids, but I'm married. Not that makes any difference. But Dipti and I are like equal partners in the relationship. We share everything.
Absolutely, right.
So, but it's still exhausting.
Yeah, man, it is.
So, when you're done with like that 9 to 5, then to pick up your guitar on Saturday, Sunday and go for jam and all, it's tiring.
It is really,
That's why you see most of the older bands, they've all slowed down.
Yeah.
They don't, like, when we were young, we would go and we would travel to Bhandup 2 hours in a bus to jam.
Man.
We would stay over weekends at Hussein's house his abandoned house where we would practice. And we would like write songs over 2 days, 24 hours, like crazy.
Full on sessions.
So life changes, So having supportive parents is like incredibly, like it's a privilege, honestly.
Yeah, man. Yeah, amen to that.
Yeah.
I'm telling Sahil amen and all the death metal guys.
It's okay, my mother went to convent school. She walks around saying things like that all the time. not amen. But I'm sure I've said hallelujah more than once.
So, I think around 2018, you hit a kind of a burnout, if I can call it that, like of just this, doing all of the things that you had to do to reach that point. And I think you took a really long break as well, like about a year or so, if I'm not wrong.
More. So 2019 was Demonic Resurrection's last show.
Yeah.
In the UK.
Right.
And then the first show we played again was 2024.
Oh wow, that's a huge 5-year break that you had
from performing, yes.
So what happened in 18 and 19 that you had to?
I think I just got tired, dude.
Yeah.
Like, so for me, it's like I said, as you can see, my focus was DR to
Yes.
the core.
Always.
And for me, I didn't understand, obviously, when I was younger, like, other people don't have the same love for DR the way I have. And nobody ever will. Because everyone, after the first lineup, is always joining a band.
Right.
They're not forming a band.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
they've got their life to
Interesting.
handle. And at some point, like, I'm the one constantly working at DR 24/7. Like I said, my whole life revolved around DR.
Yeah.
So I'm working constantly, getting frustrated. Things are not moving. Band members are not maybe chipping in as much because
Yeah. It's part of
limited
the thing.
investment in whatever.
Yeah.
And just constantly the revolving door of band members.
Oh man, you guys have had a
Kind of
you've
finding
had a-
people constantly. Yeah. And it's nobody's fault. It's just that
Yes.
fact that if there was money to be made and you could do this full time, everyone would.
Yeah.
And
very
like
true.
when you join a band, you're there in the beginning because you're a young musician and you're like, oh, DR is a big band.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity.
Yes.
And at
yes,
some point
yes.
you're like, okay, now my career is taking off. I need to, like, I can't give time.
Expand beyond and like it's
Beyond, and it will clash also if you want to make music, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to be a full-time musician, you can't do metal. So you've got to then focus on other gigs,
Right.
which is going to come in the way of your metal band,
Metal,
because
any band, yeah.
that band's paying you 30K for a session. Here you are losing 3K because you're playing a show.
Yeah.
So
The
you got to
math
pay your
won't-
bills. So
yeah,
it doesn't
so
work out.
true. Even with the initial lineup that was there, like the founding lineup, if I
So
can call
again,
it that.
it was me
Yeah.
who wanted musicians to join. Like I told you, the name, the band
You had
image,
this idea.
everything was there. Yeah, like,
And you
I
were
want
just
people to join my
recruiting
band.
People to like.
So it was like I was ready to go on stage with a computer. I was ready to take my desktop to Raz Rhino and press the space bar and perform with that. I had Fruity Loops at the time.
FLs, yeah. FL.
There was no studio, it was the FL.
It was just
Fruity
FL
Loops,
back
yes.
then, man. OG.
And I was ready. And then luckily just before the show, like the show was going to be somewhere March, April,
Yeah.
because I had my board exams or something. Yeah.
Oh,
I had my board exams.
Summer.
Yeah, and I had fixed the show with Irvi, my drum teacher. So he's the guy who, he was the drummer of Naked Earth, which was like one of the most popular bands in Bombay at the time.
Yeah.
And he was teaching me drums, and he said, "Yeah, you
But
can."
they all okayed the drum machine on the stage. Was that like
I don't think we reached that point.
reached
but I was
there?
like, I'm playing.
I'm so curious. I feel like something crazy would have happened even if you did that.
Maybe, yeah.
No one did that back then at least.
Yeah, I mean, because metal was all about musicianship,
That's
right?
also
Like
true, yeah.
the whole thing was like, fuck computers,
Yeah,
fuck DJs,
that's
fuck
also true.
electronica, just pushing buttons.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Metalheads
you-
always had that.
You don't have respect for anything that's on playback.
That's
And
true.
even today, it's a problem, but that's a
That's
different
true.
story.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, like I was
So
ready
you
to go on
found-
stage.
You found.
Then Prashant Shah from Scribe,
Ah.
he was studying in the US
right.
and he did a 3-month stint at MI. And he came back for a break from
Right.
college. And I spoke to him and he said, yeah, I'll play in DR.
What timing?
And he's like, I'll call Aditya. Aditya
That's how you met.
was Prashant's classmate,
Hmm.
and Prashant and Aditya were in my school, but they were 1
okay.
year senior.
Right.
So I didn't know them very well,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
knew them.
Yeah.
So then I said, okay. So Aditya got Yash. Yash was a drummer he found in his lane. Yash used to play dandiya drums.
And you
So
got him to play
Aditya
metal.
heard the drums one day, somehow connected with him, gave him Slayer and all. And next thing you know, Yash is playing Seasons in the Abyss on a single pedal and stuff. And it was like,
What is it like for Yash, man? I wonder.
you will have to interview him separately because his life would be its own story.
I'm sure.
Because he had very conservative parents and all that.
Playing
and they had-
Dandiya to Slayer is like.
Yeah, it's a big jump.
He enjoyed it though, or was he like?
Yeah, he's a proper metalhead, dude.
Oh, man,
Yeah, he
crazy.
fully got into it. And I had a friend in accounts tuition who used to be a swimming partner at the club I used to be in.
Yeah.
And he was the son of a famous actor called Vijay Arora,
Okay.
who passed away some years back. But his name is Farhad Arora.
Huh.
And he also liked music. But he was Michael Jackson fan. So he played keyboards
Right.
and he would wear DJ headphones, glasses. He was a
Yeah.
performer, but keyboards.
Keys, yeah.
So I was like, okay, I got a guitar player, I got drummer. And I said, Farhad, can you play this show?
Yeah.
So he said, yeah, I'll play. So I said, cool. And then I tried playing bass and singing, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
So I said, we'll play without bass. Because
No
I was
bass.
just vocals at that point.
Right.
So Aditya, Yash and Prashant jammed for 15 days from March
Yeah.
15 till April 1st on their own
Yeah.
with the 4 songs I gave them. And then on April 1st, me and Farhad joined them. And we jammed for 5 days in a row. And April 6th was the first DR gig.
Ooh, this is just like, what is that, 10, 15, 20 days?
26 years ago.
Yeah, 26 years ago. And it was, it just went by. 1st April, 6th April
6th
was
April
the gig.
was the show.
What a historic
That was insane,
moment.
yeah.
First show ever.
No bass player, nothing.
Didn't even feel the absence of bass and all. Nothing.
really.
You were just like...
Second show was worse because second show Prashant left because he went back to the States.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And Farhad went somewhere for a holiday.
Yeah.
So it was just Yash, Aditya and me.
Oh, man.
And I had to then play guitar.
Out of necessity? Or
Yeah,
like...
because I couldn't have one guitar and one drummer only.
That's
So I was like, I'll play second guitar. Because
Nice.
I was anyway writing the music on guitar.
Yeah, you were
But I was
composing on
not
it.
I was not so proficient that I could play and sing everything properly.
Yeah, I get that. Tricky.
And that show was crap because I would step on the distortion patch during the clean part and then like
Oh, God.
and without my glasses so I could see jack
Oh
shit.
shit, you had this thing.
Yeah.
The...
So it's a terrible show. But
Not
whatever,
cool
we
to
did
wear.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
And in fact then the third show was even crazier because then I was like, no, now we need a bass player.
Oh, so you realized.
So we found a bass player. Farhad came back to keyboards. Aditya and me were playing guitars. And Yash was there. And then this friend of mine, Nikita from college, she joined as a female singer.
Right, yeah.
Because I was very much into like female fronted bands at that point.
Yeah.
Obviously that term is useless now.
Yeah.
They're just bands.
They're just
But in
bands.
those days like it was very like a
Yeah,
separate category of like
Yeah.
female singer bands.
Yeah.
So Theatre of Tragedy, Nightwish, these were all bands I really.
Paramount,
Tristania.
Yeah.
So I wanted that
man,
element in
crazy.
DR's music.
Yeah.
And so when she joined, then it was like amazing. It's perfect.
Yeah, but even in these first 3 shows, I can already see that kind of revolving door that you're
That
talking
first
about.
8 shows, every one was a different lineup.
It was
First
every...
8-9 shows, everyone. Because for me, I told you, I was hyper focused. I was like,
Yeah.
if there's a show, I am playing it with or without anyone
You
else.
find a way to make it happen.
I was
and
like,
that's what you
yeah,
were
I was like that horrible CEO of the company. Like, you know, today I would have been cancelled.
Toxic boss.
Toxic boss.
Sahil.
I was toxic boss. Like it was crazy. Like I mean, now I can look back and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, when this continued, and I was really bad actually. Like I think like when this was happening, I think the show after the Death Fest gig where we had like 6 people in the band.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think Farhad was like, I think I'm done with heavy metal. So then Nikita became the keyboard player.
Oh, cool.
And then at some point after that, I think we did another show. And then I was like, we need a lead guitar player now. So then we became 3 guitar players
Oh, man.
for one show. And at that show, it was crazy because this is 2000. There is no sound. Like sound systems were terrible. So there were no amps on stage. Like there were 2 amps on stage. And I remember fighting with Aditya on stage. He's like, where do I plug in? I was like, it's not my problem. And then I was like, listen, Aditya, either you go or I fire Ashwin, the bass player, and you take up bass.
This is happening on stage.
No, this happened after. But
Acha.
on stage, I was like pretty much like
yeah,
you
you
sort
don't know
your
what to
shit
do.
out, buddy. You know, not, obviously today I would never do that. I would just be hey
no,
guys, let's find this. Like we have called the
Obviously.
promoter, like, can you sort this out?
Yeah.
Whatever. You
It
send
comes
tech riders in advance.
Comes with experience though.
Yeah,
na? This
those
is
days there was
like
no tech rider.
nothing.
You just went and you hoped that Mr. Romeo had enough monitors on stage. Those also you wouldn't get. Like nothing.
Man.
You had to like just sort everything out. We
Yeah.
would carry our own amps half the time because
Shit.
there was no backline sponsor or anything.
Yeah.
And if you hired stuff, it cost you money.
Yeah.
So like I would literally take my amps and my drum kit, cymbals,
Man.
everything.
Oof.
So yeah, we had a lot of this in the first year, and I think we reached one point where one day all 3 who was left now it was Nikita, Aditya and Yash.
Yeah.
All 3 called and said we quit.
At the same time, they're like
Same time they're like fuck you.
full
Sahil,
mutiny
we
they
quit.
did.
Yeah,
for
they
you.
literally did.
Shit,
And I
man.
went and I cried under my table
Oh man.
in my house. And I think then Prashant came.
Yeah.
Prashant had come back. He was supposed to play one show with her. He came.
Yeah.
He spoke to me. He said, Baba, he gave me
Calmed
a
you
earful
down.
of it.
Oh no,
I
he
gave
also
me
gave
earful also. Like then we patched up and we did
Right.
a show
Yeah,
with him. But
nice.
like you have to learn over the years how to
Yeah,
even
yeah,
deal
man.
with people.
Honestly, that's one crazy. That's a whole
Yeah.
crazy
I mean,
skill,
today
and it's a
you
world
still
in
see
itself.
all these bands having so many bad fallouts. And now you have social media, so now it's like
It's
full
been worse.
statement with like airing dirty laundry in public. But like this,
Yeah.
whatever this happened, nobody knew.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you know now because
We're
I
talking
feel
about it.
I feel okay to talk about it.
I know. I'm glad. Thanks for sharing.
You know.
Also, Sahil. I know it would. I'm honestly glad because it's okay now. You have the perspective and the
Yeah.
learning from it. But that doesn't make it any easier at the
Yeah.
moment.
I mean,
It
no
would
one
have
wants to
been
tell how many ever 1,000 listeners that hey, I went and cried when I was 18 years old under a table in my house.
No, but I actually think it's very important, man. I think it's
Yeah.
nice to share these stories as well, because somewhere, like I was saying, you get carried away with that akarshan side of things.
Yeah.
So it's a little grounding, and I don't know. I think like you share
Yeah,
a story.
I hope it
it's
helps, man. If anyone
it-
is feeling like
positively.
they don't
man.
know what, and it's a lot about putting yourself in your band members' shoes also and understanding where they
Right.
come from. And now,
Yeah.
hopefully, we're all like even the younger kids, because of the amount we talk about things like mental health,
Yeah.
and boundaries, and
Yeah.
all that, you can actually have conversations as
That's
band
so
members,
true.
and
Yeah.
you know about that, like you can do
Yeah.
that.
No, that's very true. Especially for take a small digression here, but living in India, we have this like it's got beautiful things as well, but we gel very well with each other, which is amazing and beautiful, except for the times when, suppose, like I have to tell you that I don't like your guitar part.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I don't like you.
Yeah.
It's just not working for the song. So having that distinction.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think at least for me personally, and a lot of the stories that I have heard,
Yeah.
it is way trickier for us to do that.
I
and
mean,
make
with
that line.
music, that's the thing, right? Like when you bring something
Yeah.
to it's a part of your soul, right?
Yeah.
So when your band members
very
like your
true.
soul doesn't sound really good, you're like, screw you.
Yeah, that's so true, man.
Why do you show me your soul and I'll point out how bad that is? you know?
Yeah, exactly. It is very, very.
Yeah.
It's always difficult. Doesn't matter how nicely you say it.
Yeah.
It always hurts because it's.
It just got very exhausting doing all this.
Yeah.
And for me also, I felt like the band was not able to go anywhere in the sense that I know a lot of it is just sort of a consequence of the scene. Like, for example, and I've spoken about this before, it's like
Yeah.
technically Demonic Resurrection, Cryptos, BM, Scribe, DR should easily, even Gutslit and Zignima and all these bands that have been around 10 plus years, we should be playing to 1,000 people at least in each city in India with just us as headliner. Like that growth
Yeah.
as an artist, like should be there.
Yeah.
Or for example, for me, actually a lot of the pain came from the international scene because I was unable to book shows.
Right.
Like DR kind of falls into this not underground enough, but not mainstream enough either.
Yeah.
And I've had a lot of bad luck with promoters as well.
Hmm.
And just the whole thing of, then get your visa, balance finances.
Oh man, it's not
And
easy.
all the burden is on me because everyone else is joining the band. So while they can handle a few expenses of their own here and there,
Yeah.
the flight, visa cost,
The big
tour
stuff
bus
is-
cost, everything is on me.
You're the manager of the band, essentially.
I'm the bank of the band.
You're the bank accountant,
the bank manager, everything.
anything. Yeah.
So at some point that I was just tired. I was like, I'm tired of writing 100 emails every year and getting rejected. Like I've played Wacken, I've played Bloodstock, I've
yeah.
played Metal Days, I've played Slovenia. I played every
Right,
big festival,
yeah.
and the same festival is not giving me the time of the day.
Man.
Like I'm like, I played Wacken, but every year I write to Wacken, no. And I understand festivals will not repeat book you every year, but
That's-
after 5 years,
Yeah.
after 10 years, so you reach a point where it's like you get 100 rejections every year.
Yeah.
Plus I had an agent who said, hey man, I'll do a tour for you and my band and they'll open for you and all. I'll do like 30 dates and all. Waiting. Finally, 2 months before the tour has to start, he's like, I couldn't book anything.
Oh,
And in Europe, you have to book 1 year in advance.
Yeah, right.
So I waited and lost a whole year for him.
Shit.
Then I got signed to an agency in the Netherlands. New guy joined the company. He said, ICDR is great, excellent. Join. I'm working on your Dash Avatar tour. So we are working in 2016. He said 2017, I'll book you a tour. Waiting. December, January, something, he comes back. I've left the company on bad terms. You are no longer signed to them. I don't have a tour for you.
What? That's so unprofessional, man. Because of him, you're not working with the company anymore.
So again, I wasted a year and obviously can't book anything.
Yeah, you're
for
stuck
that.
now.
Now I did this tour with Bloodywood also.
Yeah,
Which
that was
amazing.
awesome.
Yeah.
Great to see that.
But the honest truth is,
Yeah.
I did those shows. I met people. I'm still not booked for anything this year. So that's what I'm saying. So this is for me very soul crushing.
I can only imagine.
And
man.
especially since, like I said, my entire life was DR.
Yeah.
Nothing else in the world mattered. So now what I've done is I've reached a point where like I have accepted that DR is a very expensive hobby of mine,
Hmm.
and my job is to make food content.
Yeah.
And when DR gets an opportunity, I will take it.
Yeah.
What's possible will happen. I don't really think I can put that kind of energy in this hope that one day DR will reach some success. That I am
Valid,
happy
man.
to say
Yeah.
we are a successful band.
You still would not say that.
I
you're
would
a
not
suc-
say that.
Yeah.
For me, success is when I am doing what Bloodywood is doing today. That is
Ah,
success for me.
That is
Even if
success.
it's not the same scale.
Right. Yeah.
Because I know Bloodywood's music is more accessible to people.
Yeah.
DR is a death metal band.
Yes.
I'm okay to play to a 200, 300 capacity venue.
But being able
You know.
to just.
But
go
just
and
being
do
able
that,
to do that without this struggle.
That's
like,
what you would.
To be able to say, okay, I can record an album, I can put $10,000 on it, and I know I will have enough fans who buy the album,
Yeah.
and that 10,000 is broken even. Forget making money.
You're not even
Broken
like,
even,
yeah.
and I know that there's an agent who's booked me a good tour in couple of different areas. I can do 30 days Europe,
Yeah.
30 days America, maybe some Australia, there's that India tour, like few,
Yeah.
and I'm good.
Yeah.
Size capacity, as long as I don't lose money, that's
Right.
I'm
that's,
good then.
That's a great.
And if you can't do that after, at that point it was 18 years.
Yeah.
I mean, like if in
man.
18 years I'm struggling to sell 150 t-shirts, 500 CDs, where's the success?
Hmm.
You know, if after playing Wacken, even the smaller festivals are still not interested, what do you do?
That's
And
so
I'm not
weird,
even
right?
like, even agencies, they keep rejecting you. Like, no,
Yeah.
we are not interested, or not our kind of music, or we don't have the bandwidth. And this is when I'm like, not even like you need to do. I'm like, you just book it.
We'll
I
show
will
up.
pay. I will pay for all the flights, the visas, the vans. I will manage
That's-
everything.
That's the biggest part of it, no? Like.
Then for me, that's like, now if I'm doing every single thing, and even then people are like, you're not good enough for us.
Hmm.
Then I'm like, what's the point?
Then what's the point?
What's the
Yeah,
point? So I was like,
honestly,
fuck it, I'm done.
that would have been like hitting a wall, right? Like
Yeah,
it's
so I
just
bet 2000
repeatedly trying to do something and it's not going through.
2019, I was like, I'm done. That's it.
Yeah.
And after that, like, yeah, COVID and all hit, and
Yeah, kind of timing.
so that gave me a different perspective. COVID. So I was
Yeah.
like done, and then COVID, and I was like, yeah, you know, I am quite lucky that way.
Huh.
You know, I can go to my studio and write music.
Yeah.
So then I was like, fuck live shows. I'll at least I
Right.
won't complain about making music, and I'll make music, and I did
Nice.
that.
You did. You had a couple of 3 EPs, I think, from.
A lot of things happened. Yeah.
A lot of things happened.
There was a
right?
Demonstealer, 2 Demonstealer EPs, 1 DR EP.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to use my privilege,
Create music.
create the music
and
I want,
share it with me.
and forget the live part of it, because maybe just I'm not meant to do that or
Yeah.
whatever.
That's such a nice perspective to have, man. And like to turn something which it is sour, because like there's no two ways of saying that. It's like
Yeah.
after giving something your all and still like facing that wall, it's difficult. So it's such a nice way that you
Yeah.
actually gave us some more music to listen to
Yeah.
when you were going through
And
that.
look, man, I understand, like, I'm not doing anything exceptional. I
Mm.
made my peace with that. Like, you know, there are some bands that break barriers. That's a
Mm.
bloody wood.
Mm.
And there are some bands which are making music that is in the generic space. That's a DR, a Cryptos, a Gutslit, or whatever.
Mm.
I mean, we're doing music we love. It's
Yeah.
not particularly groundbreaking in the global scheme of things,
Right.
but it's our sound, it's
Yeah.
our expression or whatever.
Yes,
You know?
absolutely.
And even there, if you look at Cryptos, great example of, they're not doing revolutionary music, but they're
Yeah.
doing what they do. They're doing it really well,
yeah.
and they've been able to find a fan base, you know,
Yeah.
which is amazing. Same with Gutslit, same with the other bands now that are starting to also make inroads, like Against Evil,
Mm.
fabulous band from I don't know where they are. I think they're Bangalore based now, or
Okay.
Trivandrum somewhere.
Yeah.
But amazing. They're going to
Yeah.
kill me if they see that. I don't know where because they recorded in my studio, and brain fart has happened.
But shout out.
Yeah, or even Girish for that matter.
Oh yeah, Girish is killing
So
it.
you know,
yeah.
you'll have different success. Some of it is
Yes.
working year after year after year after
Yeah,
year, which is
yeah.
the Cryptos, Gutslit, and all.
Yeah.
And there are some who will blow up a little bit faster.
right.
You know,
Yeah.
obviously Bloodywood has also worked for years before they've reached here.
Absolutely, we never see that.
But
yeah.
their jump has been a little more like this.
Yeah.
You know, whereas the Cryptos, Gutslit, and all is a little more like this.
That's true.
you know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then there's DR, which is like this. Slowly.
I've noticed that you're always very hard on yourself, Sahil.
That's how you get better, I hope.
But you have to at least afford yourself the love that you extend to others.
I mean, I think others do it for me, so it's fine.
That's also true. I mean, let me say it for you. Like all of this, all of the small and the big things that you have done for the scene, it has literally paved the way for what it is today. And that being said, I know it's doesn't put a paycheck in your hand, and at least, and the reason why I'm saying paycheck is important is because that is a very valid measure of success, right?
Yeah.
So even though that it feels like you're still hitting a wall there, I still feel like, you know, you've already done something that is incredible. I hope to God that you're going to continue this in whatever shape and form that, you know, is feasible for you, like
Yeah, I mean, that's the
financially,
plan.
emotionally, but I still feel like you will get the break that you deserve, and, you know, break even. It may not look like what maybe that you dreamed.
Like success is
but-
always different, right? Like
Right,
what you
yeah.
imagine and what you actually have is
Exactly, yeah. I think it might be like that, but I mean, you're just such an inspiration to everybody in the scene, man.
Thanks,
Literally. I remember from, let me share a story from the first times that I saw Opeth when I was in, was it 9th or 11th grade, something like
IIT
that.
Chennai.
No, I saw them here in Bangalore.
Ah, okay.
So we like heard these names. We heard Demonstealer, and I was like, "Oh, who's this cool guy, bro? Demonstealer and all. What is this?" Because no one was doing this. Like, no one had a different moniker.
Yeah.
No one had this entire universe that was created. So you had a thought in your head, but we were all feeling it, and we were sharing it, and, you know, we were going through it. Even though, unfortunately, we all couldn't buy enough CDs
That's
to
okay.
make the love reach you, and it is okay, honestly, at
No,
that
it is.
level.
And I think I
but
also, as I grew older, realized that, you know, a lot of the audience were kids. They had different things. It's you grow and
We
you understand
grow.
as you get more perspective on things. You know?
Yeah, that's true, man. But I think what you already know very well, I've seen some of the breakdowns in the content on the economics of just the entire gig industry. So, you know, that being said, it's still something that is to be cracked or to be figured out in some way. I you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think, look, it's India is actually starting to follow what the scene is like in the West, which is you bring your band to a venue and what you sell in tickets and merch is your thing.
You're a traveling
it.
T-shirt salesman.
Pretty
No,
much.
someone said this quote.
Yeah.
If you're in a band,
I only
you're
said
like,
it, I think.
You only might
I've
have
been
said
saying
it.
it on the entire bloody
I would have
tour.
seen you somewhere.
That
then
was my
saying
line.
It, like, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, look, it is what it is.
That's
it was
true.
inevitably due in India.
Yeah.
The only problem in India is now the gigs have to start happening in more cities. Like,
Yes.
and that's going to take time because
Yes.
that's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
You know, tier 2, tier 3 cities.
Hmm.
Once live music starts becoming a thing there
Yeah.
and venues start popping up and there is enough to sustain venues.
Yeah.
So it's a long way off, which is why I said I knew this in the beginning. 50, 100 years not enough to cut it.
What an epic journey you've set out on, dude. Seriously, it's just epic. I can't, like, I'm trying to share this, like, moment you would have had of, like, okay, this is what's ahead of me, and let's fucking roll the dice.
Yeah.
Let's just do it, man. I'm glad you did, for what it's worth.
I just did what I had to do, man. I was just a kid. I was like, that's the goal, and I'm just gonna
Fucking
try and
send
get
it.
there.
Yeah.
Now the goal is death, so that's the goal. But we'll get there in a fun way.
Now you can take your time to, like.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, let's lighten up the mood with a small fun section.
Of course.
First one is if you had to choose between Dimmu Borgir or death. You're gonna hate
that
me
is
for some
a-
of them.
I will pick death
Oh man.
because I think Chuck is someone I feel close to.
Mm,
You know, in the
nice.
same way that he had multiple band members with each album.
Oh yeah.
He wrote most of the music himself. I relate to Chuck Schuldiner a lot. So I think for me, I
Nice.
have to pick death
Nice.
for that reason.
This next one is noodles or pasta.
Pasta.
Led Zepp or Pink Floyd.
Led Zepp.
Momos or spring rolls.
If it's a well-fried pork spring roll, then pork spring
Like
roll.
a
for sure.
crunchy one.
But you know
yeah.
what? After the beef momo I ate yesterday, I'm going to actually pick
Oh
beef
yeah.
momo. I had it at FOMO.
Oh nice.
It
Bangalore?
was yeah.
Oh shit,
It
awesome.
was too good.
I gotta check it out.
Indranagar, it is too good.
Oh,
The
man.
beef momo, steamed
Awesome.
version.
Yeah.
Don't get anything else, just that.
No, not the crispy fried.
I mean,
ones
get the
and all.
pork fried also, but if you're eating one plate only, then get the beef
steamed
steamed.
one. Metallica or Maiden.
Oh. Somebody is going to troll me for this. I will say Iron Maiden because it was the first metal song I ever heard was from Iron Maiden. So I guess I have to pick Maiden.
Nice. Dosas or parathas?
Dosa.
Yeah.
Dosa, bro. But chutney, I don't want plain dosa.
Yeah, no wake up or
Chutney and some cheese and butter also in the dosa.
Ooh, that's a meal. Slayer or Lamb of God?
Slayer.
Yeah. Gojira or Textures?
Oh, this is interesting because I think I listen to more Textures now, but I have interviewed Gojira.
Yeah.
And I'm actually friends with the Textures guys also. I think I'll say Textures. Yeah, I'm listening to them quite a bit now.
Yeah.
Sorry, Joe. I'll feed you chole bhature next time you're in town.
Oh, that's perfect because literally the next question is chole bhature or pav bhaji.
Chole bhature, dude.
Yeah.
It's the best. The best veg food is chole bhature.
You fed that to Gojira as well, right? Yeah.
And I'm very sorry once again, Joe, for the bhaturas because there's a funny story here. So the idea was I was going to get Joe to come to one of these guys' house. So I had found a fan in Bangalore who said I can fry the bhaturas at his house.
Oh, nice.
And feed it to Joe, then we can shoot there or whatever.
Yeah.
As usual, some mismanagement with the event, and the band's hotel is 2 hours away.
Oh no.
And the venue is and the sound check is delayed.
Yeah, I
everything is
remember.
screwed up.
Yeah.
So I've been told, Sahil, Joe is not coming back to the hotel. Your interview is not going to happen most likely. Finally, after a lot of this thing, okay, you can come here and shoot at the venue. Because the band said, we are not going back 2 hours and then driving back 2 hours for the show. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's quite.
So I went to this guy's house, fried the bhaturas, reached the venue. If you see, it's some giant warehouse with all the voice echoing and all. Because I didn't have lapel mics and all. I think we had this one mic on top of the camera, Rode mic, and it was positioned far.
Yeah.
And obviously the bhaturas are fried and sitting.
Yeah.
And the chole, if you eat cold, it's not really a problem. So we sit and do the interview. And then I take out the chole bhature, and that bhatura is like rubber.
Oh no.
And he still ate it so happily.
Oh,
He didn't say. And I remember because I was trying to break the bhatura and I whacked my head because it was like one of those comic moments. I don't know if we got it on cam, but it was. I was like, oh shit, this is really bad bhatura I've made.
We got to do
the
right
bhatura
by
tasted
Joe.
fine, but the texture was just died.
It's just been setting for so long, right? It's a fried thing.
So I was very embarrassed about that.
Joe's so sweet though, man. Joe's a sweetheart.
And they took the rest of the chole bhature to the band and they finished all of it.
Oh, they sent it. That's nice.
The cold bhatura also they ate.
Wow,
nothing cake. The Bartan came back clean.
Bhayanak Moth or Downtrodden's?
What is this? I guess, Bhayanak Moth is my OG buddies, so I guess I have to pick Bhayanak Moth.
Fair.
But what TDT is doing is incredible, dude.
Yeah.
As a band, what they've achieved, the popularity, the amount of effort they put into everything they do.
You can feel the love.
I was super impressed,
with
what they do. And Muisc is everything he does. Right from his earlier days with who did he work for? That company that
Dunzo.
They shut down. It was Dunzo, no? It was.
Dunzo
Yeah,
only, I think.
Dunzo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dunzo
From
only.
that time only, his stuff.
Yeah, he's made the
He's
logo.
like a super creative guy.
He's amazing.
And his
man.
gaming setup, man. I
it's
will go
so
sit in
cool.
that car even though I don't play games.
Have you been to?
I haven't been to his
Muisc's?
house yet.
You should check it. Yeah. Cheesecake or gulab jamun?
Cheesecake.
Nice. From all of the different hats that you wore, was there any one which felt was more fun or felt like I'm maybe good at this or this comes easy to me?
Writing music. That's the one.
That's the let's not count that because obviously that's I know you would have had the most fun creating music and playing it live. I'm talking about the stuff you would have done to pay the bills, maybe like the retail stuff with Furtados. Were you doing retail with Furtados? Maybe I should ask.
Not so. So with Furtados, I basically joined them as an artist relations and events manager.
Oh, okay.
And then over time, I basically did all their social media as well.
Nice.
I didn't do retail, but I would be on the floor occasionally. If I was ever there, I would, jump in to help out. But not much, not enough to say I would.
Right. You weren't doing the store management and all of that business side
No,
of.
none of the retail side. I was all in the office.
Yeah.
I think social media maybe.
Right. Yeah.
I think that's something I've been pretty good at, because
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing you need to do is promote your music.
Right, yeah.
And I think that was the first thing I realized. Like,
Yeah.
no matter how good you are as a musician, if people can't find your music or if they don't get access to your music, what's the point?
Yeah, very
You
true.
know. So I guess right from day one, promoting music was the thing I
Yeah.
did. So I guess social media kind of came easily to me.
Nice. And you started off with the chat rooms and whatever, email, any space that you could find.
Yeah.
It would have also been a combination of doing like pamphlets and physical promos in the first maybe, I don't know, 5,
We didn't
10
do too
years?
much of that.
Yeah?
I mean, we did occasionally, but
Yeah.
it was not much of a thing we did.
Yeah. And
Yeah, I don't know why. Because, yeah, I don't think we did much. I mean,
Right.
if we knew some gig was happening, we would maybe make a bunch of flyers and take it to promote it there.
makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah. Yeah.
But not like going around the city and sticking on posters and all that.
Yeah, guerrilla marketing and
Yeah.
all that. You've also been very active just online. I think you, like you said, you were good with the computer, so that
Yeah, I think even today, I mean, I pretty much wake up and
Yeah.
sit on the computer.
yeah.
Yeah, actually, more than making music, I've been waking up and sitting on the computer since 28, 29 years now.
Oh, bad. And what's the first thing you do on the com?
Check social media.
Check social media, like.
Yeah, so I sit with my coffee, I'll check the comments. Now I check the comments on Headbanger Eats first.
Right, nice. That's
Then
the
I'll-
difference. Huh?
yeah.
First it was DR and
No, DR was
Demonstealer.
always there. Facebook, I'll check my personal
Huh.
profile.
right.
Yeah, DR, and I leave DR a little bit alone now.
Yeah.
I let it collect like more notifications and
makes
do it all
sense.
together. But yeah, the cooking stuff, when Headbanger's
Yes.
Kitchen was my job, that was the first thing.
Yeah.
Now Headbanger Eats is the job, so that's the first
Yeah.
thing. And I'm just constantly trying to plan social media and
Yeah.
write captions and schedule posts, or ideate for the day or whatever it is.
Yeah. And you do all of it yourself? Like you run Headbanger Eats?
Most of it. I
Most
do
of it?
have a girl, Marissa, who works with me now. So she handles a bunch of stuff for me, like
Nice.
brand deals, management, also some posting stuff when I need help with that. So
Awesome.
yeah, at least for Headbanger Eats and Headbanger's Kitchen.
Yeah.
And she helps me shoot also.
Yeah.
So
right.
it's like basically I have someone who's just like me,
Yeah, you have a creative person
who
who
can
you
do everything,
who can work
including
with you.
recipe development,
That's
research,
perfect.
everything. Yeah.
Oh, that's really good. That's awesome to
Yeah.
have like somebody, jam out with even for you to
Yeah.
get those ideas.
No, it makes sense also to have another person to work
Yeah.
with. It's always good.
Nice. And editing as well. Do you edit your own videos?
So now I have an editor. So that was the first
Yeah.
thing. Even when Headbanger's Kitchen was on, the first
Yeah.
thing I did was get an editor.
You got an editor for those Lamb of God videos and all
No.
that.
Yeah.
That did you?
Yeah. So all that actually, so when Headbanger's Kitchen started,
Yeah.
Srinivas Sundarajan, bass player of Scribe,
Okay.
he was the guy who started it with me,
Oh.
and his
okay.
production team
Nice.
worked on the show
Nice.
for the first 8 episodes.
Hmm.
Then they tried pitching it to channels. There's that, nothing
Huh.
worked out.
Okay.
So they were like, we can't invest this kind of
It-
effort into
takes
it
time,
without
yeah.
money.
Right.
So then I hired people independently, and it was only when I sort of gave up on the channel. Like after 5 years, I was just like, again, it's not going anywhere. There's no
Hmm.
views, there's no money, so I'll just shoot when I have time, because it was a
Fair
full
enough.
production.
Yeah.
We would like empty out my living room, bring
Yeah.
the gas stove,
Man.
the cylinder,
Oh.
like set up
it
lights,
takes time. It takes a lot.
like
of
what
effort.
we're doing right now.
Yeah.
So I was like, if I'm doing this much effort, it's not worth it. So I was
Right.
like, I'll film in my kitchen when I have
Yeah.
time with one camera.
Makes sense.
Then I started doing all the editing.
Right.
So, and then later on, once Headbanger's Kitchen became my job,
Yeah.
then I was like, okay, I can pay someone to
you
edit
can
these
hire
videos.
somebody. That was also very like you almost kind of not gave it up, but you kind of said, I'm going to tone it down. And then that's when
There's a constant emotional roller coaster on my channel.
yeah.
It's like full, yeah. I think that is my therapy only. Or should go to therapy so that I don't do this. Because that's a very different thing, right? Like there your income, everything gets tied to your viewership.
Yes. Yes.
And as a creative person, for me, it's always like, again, I talk about growth all the time. It's
yeah.
like, if 50 people have heard this album, the next 100 people should hear.
Yes.
And why are people not listening? Like, of course, you accept the fact people grow out of your music, people,
Yeah.
whatever. So on the cooking channel, also, you're suddenly like, oh, my viewership is dipping.
Hmm.
And the income starts to drop then.
Ah.
That is why most YouTubers also make these kind of videos, is because you're like, what do I do? So, and you
Yeah.
have a relationship with your audience.
Absolutely. Right.
So you
yeah,
are like,
it's a personal
listen, let
thing.
me just talk to them and tell them what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah. If you had to say how you deal with it, like
I generally make a video talking about it. Yeah.
You express, and
Yeah.
that's nice. That's good.
It doesn't
better to
always
keep it
work
in.
or whatever, but yeah.
And Headbanger Eats, when did that come about? Like,
Yeah. So as Headbanger's kitchen started to crash and burn,
okay.
Headbanger Eats, sort of in the pandemic, all the restaurants were like,
Huh.
oh, why don't you they would be like, oh, we're losing money, we need people to order, or
Right.
you could see everyone was struggling.
Yeah.
So I started ordering food. I was like, let me support restaurants that I enjoy. So I started ordering, and I had Headbanger Eats as a channel,
Right.
and it was primarily my first non-keto channel,
Acha.
because
Right.
Headbanger's Kitchen basically became like my keto channel.
Yeah, because a lot of people
That's why I got
started following your
for
keto
that, and that
recipes.
became my USP.
Right, right.
But at some point that started to crash and burn. Then I was like, listen, just put everything on that. Whatever, whether it's keto, non-keto.
You're saying crash and burn, but I'm sure you're again being very hard on yourself.
No, I'll show you my analytics.
Really?
This was literally like I went from like making $2,000 a month to $170.
Oh man.
Like that is a 90% drop in income.
that's pretty intense. Okay.
So it was, and that's again varying reasons, because people only watch when they are on the diet. So once they stop the diet, which is 90% of the people fail on all diets.
Oh man.
And those who stick to it, it becomes a lifestyle. They're not eating because they want to make fancy food every week.
They get used to
They're
it.
functional
they don't need
eaters.
Right.
So they have the 5 recipes or 10 recipes
Yeah.
of mine which they use every week.
Right.
So they're not interested in this new dish that I'm doing. So viewership dropped.
You actually had to move
I
on
actually had to figure out what to do. So I
Fair
tried to
enough,
revive it.
Yeah.
I did like 3 videos a week for 2 years.
Oh man.
1 keto, 1 non-keto, 1 vlog. I tried giveaways of my book. Like I went all out for 3 years. And simultaneously on the side, Headbanger Eats, I started growing with these food reviews during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And eventually at some point I said, like, I'm done. I can't grow this channel. I can't revive it. It's just dead.
It's left
Like I
its
had
course.
90,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
and a
it's
new video
huge.
would get less than 2,000 views.
Oh, what the hell?
Now imagine that soul crush.
That's so weird, man.
Imagine you're like, I have this active audience. I've built it over 6 years. And I can't get 1,500 views on a video.
Dude, that's honestly...
Take the money out of it. Fuck the money. I don't want the money. Just give me my viewership. So I was like, I canned that channel. I started a new Headbanger's Kitchen channel.
Damn.
For the last year and a half, I've been trying to monetize that.
Okay, it's a completely new channel.
So I took a whole bunch of content from this one and I repurposed it into the new one. So the new one is just cooking. And it's just non-keto stuff.
Awesome.
Now that has some 8,000 subscribers on it. But
nice, man. Yeah.
Again, the problem with that is it'll never get the same monetization the original channel had.
Definitely.
Because that had an audience from outside India. So the amount of money you make is way more. Like with even 100, 200k subs, I was making enough to pay my bills, $2,000 nearly. So YouTube pays you per 1,000 views.
Yeah.
It's based on what an advertiser pays to show their ad to people.
Yeah.
So in India, if 1,000 people from India watch my video, I will get less than $1.
Right.
If 1,000 people from America watch my video, I get $5 to $6.
So that's automatically you're making so much better.
Yeah,
That's the reason why the US audience is...
So right now with like my Headbanger Eats channel on YouTube with 1 million views between short and long form content,
right,
I make 3,000 rupees. Between 2,500 to 3,000 rupees.
Right.
So that is not sustainable for anything.
Yeah, that's actually
it's
quite incredible.
It's 1 meal in Bangalore.
Yeah.
In a slightly fancy. In fact, I think my lunch today with two guys was like $1,800.
Yeah, man, it's actually quite insane.
So if you see content creators in India, unless you're like in that top tier of like millions of views, and even those guys, they depend on brand deals to make their money, or they'll branch out into like a non online thing. They'll sell product.
They get a community and monetize
monetize that through product. So t-shirts, protein powders, whatever else, pizza. You start a brand offline, and that is how you monetize.
I think only some creators who are able to make considerable monies in that finance
makes
tech.
But if you see, they are also doing all the brand deals.
Yeah, they also because it's so competitive now.
And there's so much money to be made there.
Yeah, that's
like, even if you're making 5 lakhs on YouTube, your one brand deal is paying you 50 lakhs.
Yeah,
why would you?
Honestly, it's such a no-brainer.
And the thing is, when you earn one big deal, you will not want to earn change elsewhere.
Yeah, right. Because your effort is getting...
Yeah, you realize... So even for me, like as a food blogger,
right,
obviously I started at the bottom.
Yeah.
just like with a band. Take a band for example.
Yeah.
When you start out, you're playing for $5,000 maybe,
Yeah.
$7,000, $8,000,
Yeah.
$9,000. So one day you'll get a 1 lakh rupee gig. Then you'll be like, would I rather play 1 gig for 1 lakh or 10 gigs
Yeah.
at 10,000 to make that same 1 lakh?
Yeah.
The effort in those 10 gigs, and this is especially true if you're not doing your own music. If you're doing your
Yes.
own music, you'll still probably be like, "Arey, it's
Lean
fans."
towards-
You have some.
But
But
you
if
have
you're doing
some
corporate gigs-
point at which you will want to think about the
Of
1
course,
lakh,
exactly,
you know?
right.
You'll
Like
reach
if you're a
somewhere.
corporate musician,
Yeah.
you're like, man, I'm getting 1 lakh for this gig here instead of doing these 10 chalu
just
gigs here.
Business.
And the 1 lakh gig pays you better, treats you better,
Yeah.
everything is better. So
It's just a.
it's like when you're young, you'll travel in public transport, you'll get whacked around. At some point, you're like, just fuck it, I'm Ubering it now. I've earned it. I've earned that.
Yeah, exactly
So
that.
it's kind of similar.
There's a lot of things that I want to reach out for, but for the time being, I would like for you to share some crazy gig stories with us, because I know you would have seen a lot of things. So whatever's coming to mind and you feel like sharing with us.
The funny thing is, these are the hardest questions to answer because I always forget things and then someone has to remind me of what happened at this gig or that gig.
Yeah, because it's a little generic and people ask you this also, I'm guessing, right?
I feel like I
Generally.
should start noting them down and have like a FAQ.
go-to
FAQ.
bank.
Yeah. I think the second DR gig that we did, where I
Yeah.
told you like I had to play guitar for the first time.
Yeah.
And throughout the set, I kept hitting the wrong patches and things like that. The DR gig with the 6 members.
Yeah.
I think there at the end, Yash actually missed 2 beats or something. And I caught up with him immediately, but Aditya did not.
Oh, shit.
And I thought Aditya was screwing up and I was shouting at him on stage. Like, you're off, dude. What's wrong with you? It's like crazy. And then we had one Pune gig once where Yash was playing a song and he just stopped, threw up and got back immediately without losing a beat. So, I mean, things like that. And then we had one gig where at Raz, so Raz had an upstairs section.
Yeah.
And somebody jumped from the upstairs section into
What
the
the fuck?
crowd and stuff like that. So, like, crazy things like that have happened. And one gig, I think, so in Raz,
Yeah.
Raz was this really cool venue in Bombay where all the gigs happened.
Yeah.
And originally it was like kind of like a humming tree is now.
Uh-huh.
So the stage is high and then there was like a pit.
Right. Yeah.
So somewhere they did a renovation and they removed the pit. So the
Ah.
stage was like now 3 inches or 4 inches or whatever, like this much.
Ah.
And every time we did gigs, people would mosh. And Bombay has this very bad habit of moshing forward. Like so.
Going to the stage and moshing.
No. So the front row is standing and
Ah.
people would bang
Push
into them
them.
from behind. So
Oh,
the
that
front row
sucks.
would fall on the stage.
Ah.
And inadvertently they would hit the adapters and all.
Oh, God.
And these are olden days. So the adapters and the sockets and all loose any which
Yeah,
way.
just
Now
shake
everything
it.
is like crisp and
Yeah.
fresh and you gaffer tape. So every band set would get disrupted.
Oh, man.
So I think one show we tried to like, so Raz had this like little restaurant at the back and they had these like little white picket fences about like this high.
Right.
So I thought, we'll put a barricade so people will
Yeah.
not fall.
Yeah.
Gaya, they broke the barricade. They were
Holy
dancing in the mosh pit with the broken bits of it and all. I was like, never again.
My God.
Then after that show, we actually got those proper steel barricades.
Oh,
the
man.
high ones.
Where did you even get those barricades back
We
then?
found somebody
Somebody-
who... Okay, I used to work on iRock. So I knew the vendor of this. I called him. I said,
Right.
and iRock was like open, so like proper,
Yeah,
like
they
they would
needed-
take a huge thing.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I need like
2,
7
3.
of them. So yeah, crazy things like that have happened. Now, of course, all the bad stuff, which is bottles, stones, all sorts of shit thrown at
Oh my
us.
God, yeah, I heard this. You were sharing this somewhere else that the heckling has been insane for you guys.
Yeah,
I
and
don't-
mostly Bombay.
Yeah, that's the funniest thing. How is that? Like such a weird equation that at home turf you get.
So it's this
A
weird
weird-
thing that people and bands thought, not bands actually, I think the
Uh-huh.
bands were chill with us. It's the
Yeah.
fans.
Huh.
They always assumed that I got in through contacts.
Huh.
And I am rich kid.
Huh.
And there's always this dislike that like it always felt to them like DR is doing well at the expense of our favorite band. Like, it
that's
had nothing to do with
such
the
a
other.
silly outlook to have, right? Because there is enough literally for everyone to go.
Yeah, and maybe back then there really wasn't.
No, but even if how does the scene come about? But no, like even with the fans, that was honestly one of the only alternative music that was there. So many of us got into it, right? Like over the years. So it's weird, but I get it because as a human being, I felt that someone else is winning, and but now I don't know. Maybe it's with time that I've realized that somebody else's success is good for both of us because we're both in this space together. So if the space grows, that's what it is.
Yeah. So I mean, we like when we and the thing is, I was the only person I think working 24/7 on music.
Yeah.
Other bands were not proactive at all about emailing people.
Yeah.
So like I said, I had that earlier thing that I need to be the biggest band in India, and I did everything for that. So whether it was contacting magazines, journalists, I made sure that when people thought of metal in India, I was the first person they'd mail. Other bands I felt didn't care.
Yeah.
Most of them were like, we just want to play music.
Nobody had that vision of like.
And that's what I'm saying. The bands I don't think had that same this thing. The fans were the ones. The fans didn't realize that Sahil is just working and out there networking, making contacts, recording his demos, sending it out.
Yeah.
I know that people in Rolling Stone now would run after bands. Send an entry for this award. Do that. I'm like, it comes out. My entry is there before everyone's.
Wow.
So fans don't see that. They just think this guy's got some contacts. They don't realize that 24/7 I was working behind the scenes to make things happen. So like when Sam Dunn contacted me for Global Metal.
Yes, exactly. My God.
Now he was clear. I want to shoot the show. Whatever's possible. I was like, as an organizer, I can get BM.
Yeah.
I can get DR, whatever. And he's like, I want something Indian, whatever. So at that point, there was a band called Prakalp. They sang in Hindi.
Right.
I was like, okay, I got
Let's get them in, yeah.
And at the show, then these guys came and they started distributing pamphlets saying this is not the real metal scene of India. You should be checking out Infernal Wrath and Devoid and Signify and all.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let's back this up, okay? Because Global Metal, I think, is one of it's very close to my heart. It's one of those films which I'm sure a lot of us saw, and I absolutely loved the fact that you guys got to be featured on that film. That's amazing. And I wanted to ask you, firstly, how did it happen? Like, did Sam just reach out to you? And
I think his team reached out to me.
Yeah,
his team reached out to me, Banger Films.
Yeah.
Again, I was on MySpace. I was constantly there. So I guess when they looked for bands from India, DR was the first one that popped up.
One to come up. And this is, okay, I'm realizing that some people may have not seen this. So Global Metal was this documentary about metal across the world, literally. That was, I think, for the first time I saw about the Norwegian black and death metal scene. This has that famous meme which is now of Satan Satan. With the wine glass, and this was just like it's almost like a mecca for a lot of the metalheads. So it's amazing, and it makes me so happy that DR was on it. And so you guys got contacted with them. You're at the place, you have the show going on, and you mean to tell me somebody came with pamphlets?
Bunch of them, group of these metalheads
pamphlets saying screw these guys, check this out.
Yeah.
That's like
I mean, we had people disrupt the show also.
Man.
Like trying to shake the barricade to break it, and ball dancing in the middle of our set and all. We've always had hecklers. So
yeah, dude, what the hell?
And it doesn't feel good, because so the other one was at the Rolling Stone Metal Awards. In 2010 we went and won the Golden God Award for Global Metal.
Yeah.
We won there, and we were super stoked.
Fuck yeah.
It's a big award to get from
dude.
Metal Hammer. And I'm there, and there's Tony Iommi, and there's Abbath, and I'm meeting all these musicians, and they're so excited, like, oh, you're from India, and all is cool.
Man, that would have been so incredible, right? Just going there and living this
unreal. And then the Rolling Stone Metal Awards are happening, and we are winning in that also in most categories.
Right, yeah.
In the public voting thing, because we had the numbers.
Yeah.
Again, we were constantly active. We were playing more than most bands.
Yeah.
Whatever show was there, we took it. So we were doing well on that. And when we came back, basically it was Infernal Wrath's fans.
Right.
So we shared a drummer, JP, and then we shared a guitar player also at one point, Pradeep. And basically their fans were very upset at DR, and they hated DR. So when we were playing the Metal Awards, they were heckling us.
Man, that would have been so disheartening.
So imagine you win a Golden God Award and you come back to your home city
and
you're getting heckled at an award ceremony where you're winning 5-6 awards.
Oh God.
Which is why before every Bombay show I'm just super nervous always. I don't know who'll show up and do what.
Oh God. It's to this day still rolling the dice.
But we still always, we've had a lot of great shows in Bombay, so I mean,
Yeah, it's
Touch
Yeah,
wood.
honestly, touch wood, and it's the community is I do see a resurgence like
Yeah.
in the metal scene in general.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully like
I will say
be
some
good
of the
out there.
hecklers did come to me later, 10 years later, and
Did
say,
it?
I'm sorry. Like,
Oh my god, actually,
I'm
was it
telling you,
like
cannot tell you the amount of people who have dissed me, hated on me, called me names online, and come back 10 years later and said, I'm sorry, I didn't. I
wow,
was a
man,
kid. I'm
that's
like, yeah, that's
crazy.
fine.
That's
I-
kind of nice that they owned up to
Yeah,
it and they
I
actually
appreciate
said,
that. I definitely do.
yeah, dude.
The other one is the ones who get high and abuse me and then come back and say, I'm sorry, I was I was drunk or stoned.
Always the side effects of being a cool metal kid. No,
Yeah.
there is that angst had to find some expression,
Yeah.
no matter how nasty it got
Yeah.
at some points. And
Now
oh,
it's just
man.
funny, so I'm just like.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm glad you have a big enough heart to like, just
I mean, I realized I also at one point was that kid. And I remember I was abusing Pentagram and Bombay Black and all on.
we've all been
And
in
I've
that
done the
stage to
same
be
things
like,
that people have done to me. So, I know. And I remember
Yeah.
that I met all these guys at Raz, the ones I was abusing.
yeah.
And they were just so friendly and nice
Oh,
to me.
man.
Hey, come here. Arey, it's cool, bro. Like, I was like, oh, okay. Why aren't you like, fight with me, man?
That's because you're expecting that, no? Like,
Yeah, but it's cool. I mean, we all have to grow up at some point. So,
yeah. Okay, so just to close things out, I have one more kind of like a game. I'm going to give you a scenario.
okay.
You are on a deserted island and you have all of your supplies sorted out, and you can only take with you. First, we'll pick things that you need to make music. So suppose you're on this island, food is not an issue, you're staying and it's all good, and you get to create like your dream studio setup. So what are you going to put in that dream studio?
I just put everything I need like to compose and record stuff. That's
Yeah.
pretty much it. Good mixer, good speakers, computer, best drum kit I can afford,
Nice.
best guitar I can afford.
Yeah.
One 7-string, one 6-string,
Yeah.
bass, one 5-string, one 4-string,
Nice.
and one nice high-end keyboard, and I'm good.
And you're set
And
for
a
the
mic,
whole
of
thing.
course.
Yeah, right, of course, yeah.
Yeah,
The whole
then I'll
deal?
just record all the instruments. I'm good.
Exactly, because you can play, you can
play
play
all of
most of them as well. No, that's so cool. What are 3 comfort items that you're taking with you?
Computer and internet connection.
No, that you have anyways. That you
And
have.
I'm good. I don't need anything.
You don't need anything.
I mean, I guess now I'll take my dog with me.
You can't call your dog an item, bro.
Comfort soul.
Comfort soul. Okay, fine.
Yeah, then I actually don't have anything.
You don't like have any things that you kind of have to have it or
Nope,
No?
nothing.
awesome, man. Straight up, lad.
I mean, does a television count with Netflix? At best, I can take
Yeah,
that.
that
At
counts.
best, that's the only thing
That's all you're looking
yeah,
to
okay,
take.
that's all I need then.
And the last thing I'll ask you to choose is, this is probably the toughest one. You can only take 3 albums with you for this.
Well, since I have answered similar questions like a gazillion times now, I have the 3 albums.
You have it,
ready, yeah.
awesome.
We will take Strapping Young Lad City.
Uh-huh.
We will take Blind Guardians Night at the Opera.
Mm.
And we will take Dimmu Borgir's Puritanical Euphoric Misanthropia.
Nice. I love how you had it.
I'd
there,
like to take 2 more albums, but I guess these will
Okay,
be the top 3.
If you could, then.
If I had, then I'd probably take Soilwork Stabbing the Drama. And I
that
would
one's sick.
take Old Man's Child, Ill Natured Spiritual Invasion.
Awesome, man. Is there anything that you would like to say for the fans? Say to the fans?
I mean, we have new music that's out already. We have a EP we dropped, Apocalyptic Dawn, on the 5th of Feb. And I'm happy to say that the new album is also underway. 9 new songs.
Yeah.
Drums have been recorded. We will have a surprise keyboard player as always now.
Oh, man.
And hopefully either at the end of 2026 or early 2027 we will have the album out.
Oh, man.
And I
let's
will write
go. another.
100 emails this year
Yeah.
to try get booked for shows in Europe. But I'm not going to promise you anything, but I will try.
Let's do it, guys. Let's support Demonic Resurrection. Come out to their shows. Buy their merch. Buy their music if you can. And just show up. Let's have a great time. Guys, this legend has been slaying it in the scene for 26 years and counting. I know it's something insane is just around the corner for you guys. Call it a
Fingers
good
crossed.
feeling in my gut. And thank you so much. Until next time, we have a lot to catch up on. So I'm not going to say goodbye. Just until next time.
All right, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Sahil.
having me. My
Thanks a
pleasure.
lot.